any of these players as a friend. Poser. Oh, they're in game already. They're pretty fast. All right. Let's go ahead and spectate this. Okay, here we are. So here we have Steampunk Nerd, game 5 of the Scythe Scenario Snowdown 2026. First move goes to Polania. I've never actually played this scenario myself, so it's going to be interesting to see what sort of pointers I can take away from this game. What I do know, I think, is that if you do build near the factory, then it's almost going to be always advantageous of your bids. This is looking like if I were in this situation, I would favor Crimea. You know, with this bid, yeah. Bologna is starting with a move action, so I'm guessing it's gonna go on a quick river walk. You know, trade 2 metal, and then you take the encounter. Maybe river walk, and then you can put some workers there. Okay, so 2 metal it is. Rusviet agricultural, yeah, okay, so this is pretty standard for Rusviet and Crimea. Crimea is probably looking to trade 2 metal here. No, oh, so he's going the enlist right here. I probably prefer it if you maybe trade for 1 metal and then 1 food. You produce 1 more time and then you move. So at the very least, you have like 2 workers here to produce for your next mech. But this is just as fine. Okay, so Rusviet probably looking for a quick township here. If you're a agricultural, you get a quick produce FC right here, and you dump everyone right in the mech. I think it's also pretty good. If you're in Jacob's dream, maybe it'll be pretty nice though. Opening the deploy and list first is Crimea, so this is interesting. I guess it's a fair point. It's a valid point because both Rusviet and Polania are looking to get deployed soon pretty next, so you get at least 2 extra coins for doing this rather than opening the end list first. It's going to be produced out of Crimea. And then it's going to be the encounter. Crimea with 2 combat cards. That's probably going to change pretty soon. 1 combat card, and doesn't seem like his opponents are going to be doing an enlist. Okay. All right, out goes the mech. Yeah, okay, so Riverwalk it is. So I think the only difference with moving it first is that you now have 5 workers. Normally as Polania Industrial, what I've seen is mainly that you produce first here. Just get 2 food there, and then you go. Okay, so we have here from Crimea, the last option is pretty good. There's just no question about it. You probably upgrade your move and cover your mech, your deploy. It's probably looking like what it is. Yeah, okay, so move to deploy. Yes, this is looking very nice for Crimea. Gonna be out with the Riverwalk first, I think, or actually may have to watch for both your opponents here. Could even deploy Scout first. Not really sure if Crimea is in any rush to go, but this encounter is most likely gone, so that was probably about the only encounter you're gonna get. So this, okay. So Crimea looking to maybe get some as much bonus as possible from your opponents. Now, I personally don't agree with opening your build enlist, and you need to use as much of your combat cards really, and maybe get as much combat cards. Coercion is kind of a nice ability, and you still need to spend one. Yeah, you still need to spend one combat card to deploy. If you're deploying, you trade for 2 metal, you deploy, you still need to use that. And it doesn't seem like you are going to move right here. Hmm. Okay, Polania is to move. Oh, he moved. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. Like I think the deploy enlist is not so bad if you're trying to get into tier 2. You get at least 3 more from you get at least 3 more from Polania, and we'll see. He would really like maybe produce a factory card. With so many workers here, I personally prefer to put the mech here and leaving one on the village in case I need to township back towards the base, so it's pretty safe, you know. Because right here, I think Polania and Rasfit can really go at each other, which I think still then gives Crimea the opening that he needs. Still favorable here for Polania, I would say. Given the situation, I think Rasfit would really like to see an enlist factory card, or if he has the build, the spend 2 coins for build with the popularity, I think that is also good. The build bonus is on the Tundras, and you already have the workers on the Tundra, so that's pretty nice. Having a tunnel here is pretty good. It will keep you within sights of everybody, really. So what can we do? And if you do build a tunnel, a mine here as well, right? That gives you access easily to your encounter with the players, if it ever needs to. So this is pointing to me that either he has multiple good factory card options to choose from, or they're just bad. Oh, technological breakthrough. Very good idea to submit it now before upgrading. Excellent. Okay. Rasfit got the Mac factory card. Certainly not something that he really liked to see. I think with this he can look to what was that? He can look to just upgrade his enlists, and forget about upgrading the the deploys, because now you have your factory card to get there. So it's gonna be looking like it could be a produce, it could be a factory card move. So Crimea just deployed Riverwalk and is probably ready to get out pretty soon. It's gonna be another produce by Crimea. You wanna really save your combat cards where you can. And industrial, this is looking like he's about to enlist as well. Uh, Interesting. So who's the move? Polania. No factory card access for Polania. And even then, he just opened Riverwalk. So can he produce? He can. So I think it's looking like he has to. But he's trading. Okay. opening the deploy is what I think it is. The coin enlist is looking like it. No, he opens the combat card enlist. So maybe trying to get off some combat cards off from Crimea. But I think personally, though, in my opinion, in this situation, I would look into opening the deploy enlist, the coin for Polania. I think your combat cards can come pretty easily if you open it the next time. Then again, like given the situation with Rusviet, it seems like it will get the what do you call this? It will get the food to enlist, so you still get a bunch from Rusviet as well. And it's looking like he will enlist now, actually. Okay, so maybe this kind of justifies his previous move. All right, Rusviet is ready to become powerful to defend against Rusviet. Now, I personally think that no, Polania here should have attacked. Personally, I think that Polania right here should have attacked Rusviet and just go all the way until 1 power. However much you can throw, because this is kind of important for Rusviet. It's like 1 free combat. Now Rusviet gets powerful and this is no longer an option. Okay. So right here now, Rusviet's going to bolster into a enlist twice. And I think he's going to be out of a combat target. So I believe this is compulsory for Polania, I think, back then to just attack this, even though with 1 unit. If he has a 5, he would have won that one. So yeah. Let me just get some bit of my breakfast as well. My avatar's gonna look weird. Okay. Okay, there goes Rusviet with the enlist. And now Crimea kind of lamenting that he really wished that he had the enlist factory open, the combat card enlist open. Although still can get a bunch though from Polania and Rusviet. They just have 1 enlist each, so if they open this now, they still get like at least 6 more from their opponents. So it's pretty good. All right, very nice. I think the character goes out. I don't know if it's safe to get out, really. I don't know if I justify this move. Because technically, Rusviet right here, he can use the factory move to kick this, basically. And Crimea is lacking in the combat cards that it needs unless it opens Scout. So it's looking like Rusviet can produce first, and then deploy Riverwalk to then hit this. So Crimea with 1 power short of Rusviet, and it looks like it's going to produce next as well. Probably have to look into deploying first and opening Scout right here. Because I think Rusviet's Riverwalk is pretty strong right there. So it's Polania to move. Still cannot make the factory with the character right there. Nor can it build a structure. Okay, so Polania here aiming for the encounter, looks like. And guess what? He got some more wood and some more metal. That's pretty nice for him. Pushing, kind of pushing Crimea's popularity up some, but this is looking very dangerous. I think Crimea should have seen that Rusviet right here can actually use the factory move to open Riverwalk and hit these two workers, but not now. I think like if it has the turn to produce, or if it really wants to anticipate Crimea first opening scout right here, then yes, he can just kick it out right away, which is I think ideal. Okay, Crimea thinking of the sorry, Polania thinking of the resources, most likely wood. You probably need just 2 wood because you get 2 wood, you spend 3, you produce again, and then you have enough wood for the next structure. So most likely foregoing the enlist is Polania, which then kind of not give him a lot of combat cards right here. Although his combat cards does come from Rusviet now, I still think that Polania should have traded for at least 1 more. Oh, okay. So opens. What is this? Oh, you already had Riverwalk, so this is always a target. Okay, Rusviet I think went a little bit passive right there. He could have destroyed Crimea's game, and I think staying away out of trouble as well from yeah. Okay, so he's getting more food. So I suppose that's all his enlists in, and kind of thankfully that Crimea already had the combat card enlist open, so that's pretty good. Okay, so he did open this. If Rusvit was still here, then I think it would have been a scout. But this is yeah making more sense. I don't know if Crimea saw it coming and he breathed a sigh of relief, but possibly. Mm, okay, Polania now. I think yeah, I still think like with the wood, you know, you get the build, and it's looking like he's not getting the bonus. And already like 2 structures right here. He should probably look into building like on the factory and next to it, you know, because of the build bonus, the scenario bonus. So yeah, I think that 1 wood, if you had traded for at least 1 more wood, then I think that would have been good. The enlist, I think, if he had thought about foregoing the enlist star, then I do think that this is the optimum. Okay, out goes submerge for Polania. Polania looking pretty strong though with so many resources. You get 1 upgrade and that's hedge your bets. Okay. Rushfit getting strong, possibly looking at the power star and the enlist star soon. Already with this and then, you know, can complete the mech and then combat someone. Probably here. So I think sorry. I think Crimea should keep close eyes on Rushfit here. I really think that for what is this? for Rusviet, if it had kicked this, then I think it would have been quite. It'll slow Crimea quite down some, but then he wouldn't have this all this food that he needed because he got them from the encounter. Rusviet can end the game quite soon. You get 2 stars on 2 turns, and then you use your last factory card to get your last mech and then combat someone, and it's looking like it's Crimea. So Crimea probably should start to solidify and open scout next. Okay, so Polania is setting up for 2 stars here. With 1 worker right there. Oh. Does he have an upgrade? No, he does not. Okay, so maybe he's missing the build here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is probably hinting at hiding away from Rusviet. But with 2 power, I think you can maybe enlist 1 more and then hit right there. Oh yeah, and he has People's Army. Yeah, this is probably a target. He just needs 1 combat. Yep. Spread 1 more somewhere, maybe here to the tundra. Yeah, and hit Polania right here. Oh, okay. Oh, if he hit Polania right there, it would have been real good. He gets the combat star, and then 2 stars here is incoming. He can even just what do you call this? Only do the enlist first on the next round, and then you get the 2 stars immediately after the fact. You had People's Army, so this is attacking here. I think was the correct move here for Rusviet. All right, and I think now Crimea has to get out. Fortify everybody in the tundra is the play, I think. Okay, so Crimea can potentially get 3 stars in this turn by completing an objective if he does have one. Maybe foundations? I think leaving 1 for Crimea here could be a bad idea. So possibly fortifying is the strongest option. See, if Rusviet had taken this, then I think the game would have just gone to Rusviet. And, with no scout for Crimea, it's just going to be very difficult to find combats. Yeah. He's going to the... Okay, so he's going to this. Okay, this gives... This gives... what do you call this? Rusviet some targets. So probably forget about the enlist, right? You can take 2 combats after you... what do you call this? Get there, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm missing the bit here. You have to defeat Crimea by 6. And it looks like that can happen. So Rusviet probably getting the power star right here now. And then uses 2 units from here to combat both Crimea and Polania. Okay, this is not the play here. This is definitely not the correct play in my opinion. I think you get a power star, and because right now Crimea cannot move as well, unless maybe he's anticipating that this mech then goes to the lake, so he had to maybe attack it first. Okay, so I think this could be one that Crimea takes. Or both? So important to note that Crimea now does not have scouts, so maybe moving is correct. And I think if he had to make one turn later, then this character, this mech gets out, scout gets here, so maybe this is correct play, yes. I probably should have seen that one. This mech is probably attacking here, yeah? He's got no scout. Yeah, Crimea has no scout. Just to point out right here. Yeah, Crimea does not have scout. So attacking here might be actually nice for Russia. But yeah, this is looking pretty dicey for Crimea. Crimea should end the game soon, and it doesn't look like he's gonna get any combats. That target there took one of Crimea's targets away. But still, though, if Rusviet hadn't attacked this, I think this character was gonna go anyways. So 4 right there has enough to build maybe right here. Okay, out goes a mech. Scout. Most likely scout. Gotta defend against another potential combat if Rusviet so choose to get it. So not entirely clear here for Rusviet. But I think it's kind of a huge score lead right here. No building bonus for both Rusviet and Crimea. And Polania looks like he's about to get his first structure right here with the bonus. With no move upgrade as well, it kind of hurts. I don't think there's any encounter that Crimea can take that is safe from Rusviet. Oh no, there is here in Nordics Mountain. But other than that, I'm not too sure what else Nordic. Sorry, I'm not too sure again what else Polania can do. It's pretty far behind. Yeah. So Crimea should potentially look to get a combat from Rusviet. With the scout, I think is pretty effective. And I think completing an objective as well for Crimea. Crimea not with a lot of not Crimea not with a lot of turns, you know, to end the game. Could potentially end in 2 turns if he gets both combats. But I don't think it's get there. What's Ross's FC? It was to spend 2 coins to build a mech with 1 power. So he got it pretty early right there, and it really rushed his game. So I think at this point for Rusviet, it could be looking at the power star and maybe another combat. Even though if he has the food here to get everything, because without spreading, I think it's gonna. I don't think Rusviet's gonna take it, because you know, I'm pretty sure Crimea is moving next. What was Crimea's last move? To deploy. Yeah. So this next move by Crimea is going to be the key, a very important key. and it's looking like it has to take down a bit of Rusviet. You potentially can scout a combat from here, and he has the upgraded move too, I think, yeah. So he attacks Rusviet in 3 spots. In the mountain, the tundra, and the factory. The factory is definitely yours to take. So Rusviet kind of probably lamenting his previous move. So I did thought that spreading out was kind of not the play. Because right now, Rusviet is pretty vulnerable to Crimea Scout with only 3 combat cards to go. But at the same time, I think if you do get your Power Star, actually, if you do get the Power Star, then you are essentially having to defeat by 7. You get the star, you get the enlist, that's a couple of coins. For Rusviet, he hasn't had his... Popularity doesn't seem to cut it. Oh, definitely the combat cards, yeah. You need to defend against his scouts, so I think enlisting is the right move. You deny Crimea the access to the factory. With 6 combat cards, I think scout gets that much more useful. With 5 power, no less as well, even though if you had scout, you basically defend the factory with all your might. Because if Crimea does attack, you don't even need to look at your power star anymore because you have 2 combats and you end it with the last enlist. So maybe enlisting here, getting the power star for Rusviet could be the play. Or could it be the play? Wait. Let me think this through. Say Rusviet does get the power star, then I think that gives Crimea some suicide options. Okay, this is definitely not it. Yeah, this is not it. You get yourself... Okay, so he does deny Crimea the access to the factory, looks like. But right now, Crimea can easily get 2 combats. I don't even think he needs the factory. He just kicks several workers, gets 2 combats, or even 3 combats, really. You send all of Rusviet's mechs home. You take 3 there, 2 combat stars for 2 combat stars for Crimea, and I think Crimea is pretty much in the lead. He just needs 1 more mech to top it off too. He gets 2 combats, 1 objective, that's 3 stars. And yeah, I think he seals the game. Important to note that Rusviet already submitted an objective, so if he throws power here, then it's going to take 2 turns for him to basically reach the last star. So I don't think this is accurate play by Rusviet. Well, unless there's another... It could prove me wrong though, but this is just my thoughts. So what is Russ gonna throw here? Actually, what is this? Crimea should just throw this, just throw... Oh. Sorry, guys. I just... Excuse me. Okay, this I'm not sure was correct by... this I'm not sure was correct by Crimea. I should have just let that go and then took some more just free combats, from Rusviet. Okay, now I think it's looking pretty good for Rusviet because he just needs the power, And no access to the factory means that, yeah, kind of a huge lead here. Okay, Crimea definitely with the move, but exactly what? See, at this point in time, if Rusvit so desires to get the Power Star in the next turn, then he would have to put 0, 0, 0, right? You take 3 territories away from you take 3 territories away from Rusvit. That is a 12-point swing, maybe +1 territory right here. So 12-point swing plus 2 is 14, then plus 3 stars is 23. 23-point swing that puts you one above uh Rusviet. So this is good, right? If Crimea can complete the objective while doing his final 2 combats against Rusviet, then that's very much GG's. But at the same time, there's no scout for Crimea, so this is looking not very appealing as it is it? Yeah, so I think Crimea's move to throw all the power here, I think was not ideal. I was also thinking just put 1 right there for Crimea. Because you put 1 there, you're down to 4 power, and you have 3 combat cards, which I think should put you within distance to secure at least 2 combats. So you'll be like maybe here and there. Again, like this is all assuming that Rusviet does want to secure the Power Star. Because if he wants the Power Star, he has to just put 0 and then end the game on the next turn. Okay, Crimea, I think, is thinking really hard here. It definitely must be a move action. There is no question about it. And hopefully he would not misclick like I did when I played against him. Yep, there it goes. Okay, good. Now probably have to take 2 combats. Yes, that's 1. And this is probably 2. Or there, yeah. I think this is better, yeah. It gives you escape. So I think Crimea at this point would just have to throw potentially just 0, if he wants to get the Power Star. Because if he throws like 6, then yeah, okay, so I was right. Crimea, so definitely Rusviet looking to get the Power Star. Okay, very good, very good. 2 combat stars and an objective, possibly. He has diversify. It looks like no. So if he gets it, I don't think Rusvit covers the point. Yeah. Very excellent by Nordic. Very excellent. Sorry, not Nordic by Crimea. This is very excellent. So I felt that Rusvit had the chances before to potentially end and win the game there, but I think the unnecessary move actions there probably gave Crimea the bit of the leeway that he needed. So Crimea deploys the Crimea deploys the final mech next. And yeah. Actually, Crimea can't move, so I think by Rusfit here is just the enlist star. You get more coins from your enlist. So +6 coins. And has he taken the coins here for Rusfit? He has. Okay, so +6 coins then. -1 from the resource, so that's +5. And then the star is 3, so that's +8. That puts him at 52, beating Crimea by 1. Oh wait, but Crimea here deploying gets him a star, but then gives him 1.2. It might be pretty close actually. He can't get the power star now though. It would end in this loss if he does get the power star. It's probably just going to be an enlist here. I mean, okay, he can enlist. I think he can also attack. But if he attacks, he's not going to use his power again, right? He's looking to get the power star. I mean, yeah, you can attack him in 2 spots, or actually, yeah, 2 spots, 2 spots. So only 2 max out here. The other 2 are at home. So probably for Rusviet, just ignore the top action and get the enlist here. I think is the play, because now Crimea cannot move. And what is Polania looking like down there? Yeah. Okay, so this game could get quite shaky. Okay, so he does get only the bottom. Yeah, this might actually be Rusviet's win here. Unless Crimea has Diversify, deploys the last mech and submits Diversify, and that is Crimea's win. It's looking like it, right? You get 2 stars, that's +6. Okay, no hesitation whatsoever. It looks like Diversify. Okay, so I think Crimea has it here. No, he does not! Okay, I think this might be... Wait. Does he have it, though? He uses again, -1 because of the resource, +3, that's 2. That's 2, then plus the star is 5. Yeah, puts him at 52. He needs to beat Crimea by 6, so that goes to a tiebreaker. And who wins it? They got the same number of units, max and structure. So the next is power, I think. Let me just do a quick look. I think it might be power. I did forget which one it is though. Oh my goodness, my file explorer is going a little wonky. Oh, there we go. Okay, here's the scythe. Let me just having. Okay, so number of workers, max and structures, and then power. So Rasvit's gonna take it. He has all the power and wins the tiebreaker. Let me just count this right again. Rasvet has to beat Crimea by 6. So he uses this. Right? Oh no, he doesn't even have to use it. So there's no -1. So that's 3 plus 3 is 53. Yeah, okay. So Rusviet wins this one, yeah. It would have been completely different if Crimea had an objective right there. Because if Crimea had the objective, then that's basically Crimea's game. I think, yeah, Rusviet might have lucked out. So Crimea, sorry, Polania thinking hard here. What to do? It's looking like the last structure. Can he move? He can. So it's probably looking like the last structure. This is going to be the last turn. Question is, who's he going to give the win to? Is he going to give it to Crimea or give it to Rusviet? Oh, but you kick here probably, right? You build next to the factory. So this is potentially looking like the target. But at the same time, you can also put your worker here and kick Crimea. So, I think this could put, could spark some fire by allowing, okay, who's going to win here, right? This is definitely going to be a move action by Polania. So it's going to be either you put the worker here or you put the worker there. But I think looking at situation, you need a combat star, so it's probably going to be here. So yeah, it's probably going to be here. You get a combat star, and then you get your objective, your, what do you call this? Build star, and hopefully objective, maybe, to maybe try and get your score up some. So let's say you do this. You attack this, that is -2 for Crimea. Then you go here, that is +2 for Polania. This is -2 for Crimea. Then you build your star. You get +5 from the bonus. +1 star is 8. +1 coin is 9. -1 is 8. So +8 and 2 stars, yeah. So 2 stars is +6. Then this is +2, so that's 8. This is +5 is 13. Yeah, so +13 is the score. That would put him at 44, but still not enough to cover Rusviet. So he does this, Rusviet wins. Although it does get him the closest to the star. But if he decides to hold Rusviet down to delay the game, that is, by kicking one worker here, then Nordic, sorry, not Nordic, then potentially Crimea takes the game. The power? So if, did you mean like Rusviet's power star there? If Rusviet gets the power star, then this is basically Crimea's win. He needs to get the enlist. Okay, so he's building here then. So possibly denying access of the combat to, I guess to Crimea is what it is. Okay, this is that's the end of the game. If Rusviet gets the power instead before he enlists, then that's basically just +2. That's not enough to cover. Yes, this is the correct play. Okay, that is well done to Rusviet. He definitely had a bit shaky right there for sure. Had to defeat Crimea by 6, and he did beat Crimea by 7. Okay, this was definitely a pretty tense game. Well, what else to speak of? Yeah, I thought that Rusviet got a little bit shaky with moving and spreading out, but okay. I guess it did work out for him though. Definitely wouldn't have worked out if Crimea had the objective. If he had diversify here, then that would have been over. So, pretty lucky break for Rusviet, but still very well played too. opening township in the start as Rusvit Agricultural is quite brave. Because unless you do get the 2 upgrades, then it's going to be difficult for you to get your enlists. And he did right by getting some encounter there. Could have destroyed Crimea's game some there. I think when he got the River Walk, he could have bumped 2 workers of Crimea to potentially secure the win. But I think Polania also defended pretty well. And pretty nice as well for Crimea to notice that he potentially need the power star and therefore not spending any power to get the much needed combat started he needs. Yeah, as for Polania, I probably think that he could have taken advantage of the build bonus a little bit more. Not like building 3 here, you know, but you could potentially build like right there and then maybe here or even in a factory too. I don't think Polania ever had any access to the factory. So potentially like here, I would say. Um, yeah, I think those are pretty much all the things I could point out though from the game. Yeah.